Yo, it's your boy, your Uncle Cooley. Welcome back to the Toast Up Podcast. If you don't know what that means to open a sincere transformation upon people. This is episode 9. We're going to be talking about spirituality, but I have a guest on the show. She goes by Daz.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing?
Show love. All right. So, how you been?
I've been doing good, actually.
Okay.
Better than I was before. I'll say that.
Okay. That's good. I know that I've known you for about like 2 or 3 years. I knew you when you were a freshman. So, what ways have you grown?
I grew a lot, especially mentally.
Okay.
Like freshman year, I was still I was still young, like an adolescent. So like, I didn't really know much about myself.
Okay.
Wasn't very like confident.
Okay.
Wasn't really aware of much.
Okay.
But now I feel like I'm a completely different person.
Okay,
like,
good.
It's crazy looking back.
And good. It's good because when you're a freshman, you notice so much growth from your sophomore year to your freshman year to your junior year to your sophomore year. So I want to ask you something. All right. So this is the first question I have for you. You about to get real deep.
I'm ready.
All right. So you said you grown. I'm pretty sure you met a lot of people. You lost a lot of people along the way. Do you think it's healthy to view yourself as the prize in your friendships and relationships? Like, do you think that if someone loses you, you'll say, "Oh, I don't care because I'm the prize anyway"? You know what I mean? Like, do you think it's healthy?
100%. Even though it may sound like a little selfish, but I 100% agree that you are the prize. Like, at the end of the day, it's about you and who you surround yourself with. So if you got to make a couple cuts, cut a couple ties, and so be it. Like, put yourself first.
Right. Yeah. Nah, I definitely agree with that because I think, in friendships, it's definitely different than your relationships because I don't think it's kind of hard to say to yourself, I'm the prize in a relationship. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you can view yourself highly, but let's just say, like, your partner is definitely not as confident as you are, and you know this. It's like, okay, I can do what I want anyway. You know what I mean? Because I'm the prize, so whatever I can do, you can't do, or whatever you can't do, I can do. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I agree with it. Like, I mean, it's all about like you at the end of the day. You come into this earth alone, you leave this earth alone. So it's like, if you gotta, be a little, egotistic and make it seem like, well, if we're not cool no more, that's on you, that's your loss, then so be it. Because you gotta, carry yourself that way, be confident. And just, I don't know, I feel like you got to be a little selfish in a way when it comes to, your relationships with everyone. Yeah. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta put your feelings first.
I agree with you because, with my episode with Isaiah, we were talking about the selfish balance. But I definitely think you're a Libra, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I definitely believe in the balance. Like, I'm not about to have the mindset where it's like in every relationship or every friendship that I do have, I'm sitting here saying, well, I'm going to do this anyway because I know I'm the prize. Like, I know that if I'm your friend, you're gonna make it, or you know what I'm saying. Yeah, like exactly. I have certain benefits to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I don't think it's an excuse to treat somebody less or more. You know what I mean?
And I feel like us Libras, we aren't like that. Like, we're one of the most friendliest people you can meet.
Real rap.
So honestly, I feel like if there is a problem at some point, it's not us.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I'm not trying to gas our sign or anything, but you can ask everyone that's surrounded by us. Like, they always say we're chill people, like unproblematic, friendly, loving. Okay. So when I do stumble upon such conflict is rare. Like, people are like, really? Yeah. It's like, I don't know. It's like people don't expect that. Yeah. So kind of, I feel like sometimes it might just be the other person. Not us.
Okay. So you think that let me ask you this because I know that you're big on astrology and do you think that's more so mental or spiritual?
I feel like it's more spiritual in a way because like, I don't know, like astrology is almost like a motivator. Like, a lot of people try to make it seem like astrology is all about like your future and predicting what's going to happen to you, what's next. But in reality, like, I look at it as a way of, living, like things to, keep me going, things to read to, I guess, like help me guide my way through life. So I feel like it's more spiritual because you could look at it as a belief, like almost as if you do, when it comes to religion or something.
So is it more so like you feel it, or is it more so like you read on stuff that you should be that relates more to you to keep that state of mind? Like, okay, a Libra wouldn't do this, or it's more so like the way I feel is like this because I'm a Libra?
I feel like it's more about feeling, because when I do read my daily horoscopes, when they're accurate and apply to me, I'm like, dang, like this shit is really. Oh, like, can I say-
Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, this shit is really like, hitting. Like it's actually applying to me and what I'm going through. So it has a lot to do with emotions. I feel like I feel it.
So you would say it's more universal.
Yeah, in
like,
a way.
Okay, so are you big on energy? Okay, so you think that whatever you put into the universe is what you get out.
100%.
Okay, so what if, let's get real deep.
Okay.
So let's just say you read up on some, Gemini stuff, right? You view Gemini stuff, and then they say if you do this, or you'll get this back. Do you think the energy in your life will be the same if you start acting as if you were a Gemini, like reading on their I guess characteristics, or in a way?
Honestly, no, because the thing with astrology is that even though there are like a group of people that are Geminis, everyone's different because there's different signs that apply to you. So like, I don't know if you ever read deep into it, but each person has like 3 different aspects: a moon, a sun, and a rising. So your moon sign's like your emotions. So it's like, although this person could be a Gemini, their moon sign is in a different sign. So they're gonna act differently than the next Gemini they meet. Like they're not all categorized as the same. And people get that confused because they're like, astrology's fake. Like if he's a Gemini and I'm a Gemini, why aren't we going through the same things? It's like, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
We all have different signs that make us one. It's a little deeper than what we all think.
Yeah, because I want to talk about this. So let's just say, your significant other is not really big on astrology. Like, would that turn you off in a way because he's not believing in something that you believe in?
For me personally, no, because I know astrology is not for everyone. Just like religion, like you can't try to throw your beliefs on somebody else. So I'm very open to that. If that person is not on the same wavelength as me when it comes to that, I'm cool with that. Like everyone's different.
Okay.
We have different interests.
Right. Because it's crazy to me. I know that, I see a lot of stuff on Twitter and they be like, oh, my man is acting like this or my girl acting like this. So let me turn around and read up on why he's doing this on astrology. Like, you think that's too much?
See, because I'm big on astrology, but I don't even do that.
That's too
much.
much.
I know what you mean. Like, the tweets will be like, oh, he did this. He definitely a Virgo.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean nothing.
I be like, what the hell?
No, that's not how it works.
That's crazy.
Reality, maybe since he's just toxic, it's not about his sign. Like, although, a lot of the same signs have similar characteristics, but that doesn't, explain why they're acting the way they're acting. Like, I feel like people take that, and run with it, especially on Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter
too
much. Black Twitter too much, bro. I like it though.
I'm not that, crazy.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So do you look for somebody that has a compatible astrology sign than you, or it's more so like you look for characteristics as well?
Well, I'm definitely guilty. Like if I meet someone and I ask them their sign and they'll be like, oh, like I'm an Aquarius, I'm like, ooh, I don't know, because I've had my history with that sign. But at the same time, I'm still gonna be open. Like I'm not gonna judge them based off of my other experiences with Aquarius.
Okay.
So it's like, I mean, I am guilty of trying to judge people, but that's just like, I feel like that's just for fun. In reality, I'll still give everyone a chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's crazy to say because I think that, a lot of millennials, they tend to follow their head nowadays. And I think, our parents used to follow their heart. What do you think is the healthiest to do when you believe in astrology, or when you're trying to make a decision that stays true to self? Do you think you should follow your heart or your more so mind?
I definitely think heart, because like when you follow your heart, I feel like you're following. Okay, it's hard because like you're going off of emotion when you follow your heart, but I feel like that's what matters the most. Like it's all about how things make you feel. So it's like, yeah, mentally you can be thinking something, but if that's not what you really feel passionate about, or you're not really, genuinely like, I guess like I feel like it's hard to explain. Like I feel like emotion's more important than like your mental.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I feel like it's more genuine when it's from the soul.
Yeah, no, I think it is too. Because it's like you're feeling something.
Yeah.
That has to do with your spirit, the way you feel. However, I know for me, I guess you can say in the earlier days, I used to think more with my mind.
Right.
Because I was trying to use that as a source of power to defend myself.
Exactly.
So it's like, oh, this person did this, so my mind is telling me and my ego is telling me, you know what, you got to get revenge.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's
so
what I'm saying. Like the
yeah.
mind, following the mind's unhealthy because like you can be saying one thing, but deep down you feeling another, and it's just like you stuck. Like it's not true to yourself.
Yeah.
Like that happens to me too. Like I'll be doing something because my friends say they think that's the right thing to do, but in reality I'm feeling a different way.
Yeah,
so I gotta follow my emotion.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you definitely. I think it's really important to stay true to self because, like I said before, you can have a million friends and all your close friends, your best friends, your acquaintances could tell you, you need to do this. But it's like, if you do that, you don't want to regret something that, you know what I'm saying? 10 years, you be like, you know what? I should have reached out to this person.
Exactly.
Or I should have followed my dream. Yeah.
That's why I'm all about emotion.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you do because I feel like that's definitely the first step towards a healthy, mentality.
Yeah.
So I definitely got to ask you this, Dad. You know what I mean? We're going to keep it going. So you definitely did speak on, you think that you should follow your mind just because you need to stay true to yourself. Do you think that's more so for your spirit, the fact that clarity can be a blessing? Do you think that's more so for your mind or your spirit?
I feel like spirit.
Okay. Why?
Because I feel like, when you do something good for yourself, you can feel it. Like the energy, like it brings you up, it lifts you up. So I feel like when you do make actions, like it's all to make your spirit feel good.
Okay.
In a way, like make your soul feel good.
Okay.
Because, once you feeling good, you doing good.
Right.
So I feel like it's more about spirit.
Okay. Could it be both?
You said spirit and what else?
Mental.
Mental.
Do you think clarity can be for your spirit or mental? Because we all know clarity. I mean, I believe clarity is a blessing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like once you find out why you did the things you did or why someone else did what they did.
Yeah.
It's like more so, okay, is this for my spirit so I can feel the way I do to grow? Or is it because he did or she did the things she said or did for my mental to make me react in a way that can be impulsive,
you know what,
or to move on? You know what I mean?
It's definitely for both because I can agree. Like mentally, once you get that clarity, you can move forward. Like it'll put your mind at ease. Rather as if you don't know your answers, you're just overthinking it.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it's both. Now that I'm thinking about it,
you think Libras overthink things?
Oh, 100%.
I hate it.
I hate it.
I'm always in my head.
It's bad.
Yeah.
I was nervous before I even got here.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Thinking of all the worst case scenarios.
Yeah. I mean, that's what humans tend to do. I think, especially when you work in the job force, you know what I'm saying? Like when your boss call you in or somebody superior than you are, calls you and you immediately think,
your mind race.
Yeah. So overall, like, we talked about a lot of things. At how old are you? 22?
22.
22. Do you think it's important as of right now during this stage in your life to follow your spirit more than your mind, or do you think it's really important to follow your mind rather than your spirit?
I think it's important to follow your spirit because like you said, like we humans are very impulsive. So in 1 second, your mind could be telling you to do one thing and you do it and you're still not fulfilled.
Yeah.
So it's just like in reality, you gotta follow your soul, follow your heart, and get what it is that you want.
Okay.
Like for example, like my mind in 1 second could be like, yo, get this tattoo.
Right.
I get it. Yeah. A couple of days later, I'm like, why did I do this?
I know.
So it's like you gotta follow your soul.
No, I definitely.
The mind's dangerous. It's just too impulsive.
I think so too because especially when you got a little sauce in you, you know what I mean. Whether you're intoxicated or not, it's like it makes you feel good, and at times, you know what I mean. So I definitely wanted to touch up on that. So what are some other things that besides astrology, you know what I'm saying? Besides like where that person is from, how can you determine how that person really is?
I feel like for me, I gotta like hang around them and read them, and I guess like see their personality. Like it's definitely hard to judge a book by its cover, but I feel like after like how like when you hang out with someone, sometimes you're just like, I don't know if I want to do this again. I feel like you gotta get that hangout and to just feel them out and see if y'all are compatible or not. That's how I am. Okay. At least get a hangout or two in.
Do you tend to read a lot of body language for your mind or spirit?
I think it's for more so my mind.
Why? What if your mind playing like, because I can be like this right now, you know what I mean? Like really closed off. Like when you see somebody sitting like this, what do you get?
Like, I don't know, they're just like to themselves maybe, like
Okay, so if I'm sitting like this, right, like really open,
you loose.
yeah, like
open to
I'm
new
cool.
things. Yeah.
Do you think your mind can be playing games on you?
It could, because for example, you could be like loose and seeming like you open, in reality you're not.
Yeah.
So it's almost like in a case you're kind of judging a book by its cover. You're making assumptions without even knowing the person yet.
Okay.
So you're right, mind can play a trick on you.
Right.
But I guess like in those situations, it's hard not to be judgmental and be like, oh, he's sitting in the corner, he's not talking to no one. He's
Yeah,
definitely close off.
yeah.
It's hard not to judge it that way.
Uh-huh.
But that's just what we humans do.
Do you feel like, if somebody's, in a reserved body language or a posture, do you think at times your spirit can tell you to go over there, or is that more so your mind? You know what I'm saying?
I think, I feel like it's a little bit of both. Like, especially like you said, when you're intoxicated, you're just impulsive. So you'll see someone in the corner, to themselves,
Right.
and your mind will be like, why don't you go talk to him? Or your spirit can also be like, well, that person's lonely. Go talk to
Okay.
them. It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
And then you'll do it. But I don't know if one is more playing more of a factor in it than the other. I feel like it's a balance.
Okay.
What you think?
In my opinion, I think you're right. It's definitely a balance. But like we spoke before, I have to stay true to myself. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to do what you don't want to do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like you want to do what you want. So if you're telling yourself, or your spirit is telling you like, yo, you should go over there, or you should actually apply for that job, but you're listening to your mind, it's going to talk you out of it.
The mind's dangerous.
Yeah, it's like, it's all about the state of mind. It's a positive mindset. You know what I mean?
Very true.
It's crazy.
That's very true.
It's so much. So I've been, if you look to the left side of you, I've been reading that book. I actually read that book. It's called The Way of the Superior Man.
Okay.
And it talks about a lot, but one thing that was really interesting to me was how they said that all men and all women have some type of masculine or feminine in them. So I want to talk a little bit more about that. Like, do you think that's more so spiritual, like, or like genetics, or more so how like I can be like, men can be feminine, women can be masculine at times? Do you think that's more so of a mindset or how we were brought up in society, or do you think that's just inner spirit? Do you think? Hold on, wait. Do you think it's a male spirit and a woman's spirit?
Honestly, I don't, because I feel like you can't label it. I don't know. I feel like it's like it could be anything. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, it's like, okay, our bodies are man, your body is a woman, so it's like, what is our spirit? Like, do we have that type of spirit where it's like, oh yeah, you got
it's just one?
Yeah,
I don't think so, because if we're being honest, the only reason why we follow these roles,
no, it's cool.
These roles, the only reason why we follow these roles is because of stereotypes and what society, portrays on us and makes us do. If we didn't have people telling us how to act and like, what to represent ourselves as, who knows what we'd be identified as. Like,
I know, right?
For example, and another thing I'm very big on is like, I low-key feel like after death we're reincarnated.
Okay.
So who's to say my soul wasn't in a male's body before this? You never know.
Yeah.
So I don't think
that's kind of deep, isn't it?
Isn't that crazy?
That's more than crazy.
I don't think you can label, spirits in that kind of way.
Okay. All right. So it taught me that, all men have some type of feminine in them. You know what I'm saying? But, some men have more than others, and some men, has less.
Yeah.
I think more so I'm definitely like 60%, 70% masculine, but 30% kind of feminine, because I don't know, because most people would say that being sensitive is feminine.
Yeah, it's weird.
Would you?
Like, I don't see why.
I don't understand why, but I don't know. Like, what makes a man masculine and what makes a woman feminine?
Like, I feel like society tries to make it seem like men's always have to be so, like, I don't know, just like put together, dominant, strong, hard. You can't show no emotion, can't show no weakness.
That's kind of, fuck you, a robot.
Like,
you programmed before you were born, bro. Fuck.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, well, if the person's human, why can't they show emotion?
Right.
Like, that's just a weird concept to me. Like, I feel like equally both males and females should be able to be vulnerable and be weak, but society, yet again, this generation is toxic.
I know it's social media,
it's toxic,
for real. So let me ask you this. So what if a guy really likes you, and he comes to you, you feeling him, he feeling you, and he says to you this, he's like, yo, listen, like, I know I peeped your game. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you're a better the leader than I am.
Okay.
So he wants you to make all the decisions. Like, oh, where you want to eat at? Like, that's your job. You know what I mean? Like, you know how I guess women tend to be like, I don't know. You figure it out. You know what I mean? They want a man to pick them up. Do
everything.
Yeah, basically like, okay, I want my man to pick me up and don't let me know where I'm going. Already have set up. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
Honestly, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like we as women, like, I guess we like to be, I mean, not saying we don't like to be in control, but I guess like I like for someone to, help me get new experiences, take me out of my shell, bring me around, like, new things. So if a male wanted me to do everything, I don't know how I would feel about that, because I want to be, able to experience new things, and I can't do that if I'm the one putting you on everything.
Okay, so could it be a balance? Like, do it gotta be like let me ask you a personal question. Is it 70% your significant other has to do that, 30% you, or is it vice versa? Like, it got to be like 50-50?
I feel like I'm 50-50, because even me, like, I like to put people on the things, but just I don't want it to be me all the time.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying.
I like a nice little 50-50 is healthy. Like, you can take me out sometimes I'll take you out.
Right, yeah.
New places.
Yeah, that's crazy, because for me, I know, my girl loves that. She loves when I pick her up and I don't even tell her where we going. I just surprise her.
Right.
And that, for me, because I would say I'm more masculine than feminine, that makes me excited for her, because, I had empathy for her. When she's happy, I'm happy.
Right.
So it's like, it'll be weird. Because I was talking to my homeboy Isaiah. I talked to, a lot of my male friends. They'll say, it'll be weird for me if my girl opened up my driver door. Like, how, like, if my girl opened doors for me, like,
that's what I'm saying.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's real nice. That's too nice.
That's
you know
what
I mean?
I'm saying.
Would you find that weird if your man be like, I want to be treated like a baby, can you open the door for me?
I don't think I would mess with it. It's just
Why?
I don't know. Like, back to what we said, society and the gender roles. Like, because we've been trained to know, like, a guy should be opening doors for you.
Okay.
The thought of me doing it makes me feel uncomfortable, because I just feel like that's not my role.
That's not your role.
As a female.
Okay.
He's all big and masculine, and here my little behind is like, get in. Like, it's a little weird to think about.
I know. It is weird, because it's like, it's not the norm.
It's not the norm.
It's not the norm. But what if it's not you? What if your friend had a man that was like, you know what, babe, like, I was raised that a woman should open up the door for a man. Because back in the emperor days, like back in Rome, males was pimping for real. Like, I hate to say it was a different society back then.
Yeah.
What would you tell your friend? Like, do you think your spirit will tell you, yo, I need to like tell this girl, or I need to tell this guy, like, no, you doing it wrong? Or do you think that it's more so mental? Like, your mental would tell you to tell your friend?
I feel like,
because that's not the spirit rules.
I definitely feel like, let me think. I think, like you said, it'd be a mental thing to tell her, like, sis, I don't know, that's kind of a red flag, just because, like, like we said, we're programmed to think certain ways. So because my mind is so set on a guy should open a door for a female, once I see that not happening, I'm gonna be like, girl, I don't know how I feel about that. Like,
well, what if he's a nice guy?
That's the thing. Yeah, he is nice. So it's sad that, like, we let society have such a big impact on how we think and, what we consider okay and not okay. But just because we're so used to the fact that males should open the door for females, I feel like I still be like, girl, I don't know about that. Like, that's not normal.
Okay, so you think society affects the spirit in the mind, or more so the mind and the spirit?
Definitely more the mind, because I feel like a lot of the things that we feel, it's because of what has impacted us. If we weren't taught all these, ways of living and all these practices, we probably would have been, way more accepting of all these things that aren't accepting anymore. I feel like it's all about, whatchamacallit, like, what is the norm? Because I feel like a lot of these things, like, even going back to, like, the whole men being masculine thing, like, on Twitter, like, some guys like to get their nails done, get their nails buffed, and like clear coat. Yeah. And people are like, this is gay. And I'm just like,
you like, what are you doing, sis? Like, you know what I mean?
And I'm like, but how is that gay if he's taking care of himself? I feel like
it's a different times.
Society's making it seem like just because, someone has good hygiene, because a male trying to take care of himself is gay, which that's not gay. It's all about.
It's crazy how the world is now.
Yeah.
Because a man can be shopping for face products. I remember, let me tell you how last year around this time, I think it was on Main Street actually, and I went to this organic facial product place that is terrible. Don't go there. I was in there. I'm like, you know what? I'm trying to get better skin. I need to tone this joint out. I don't know, whatever. Yeah. I go in there. I pick out all these face products. I'm trying to have my skin on a beam for the summertime.
Right, as you should.
I think I overheard a lady saying to her husband, "Oh, he's in here like he's a girl." I'm like,
it just makes no sense because you're practicing good hygiene.
Because I like to look presentable, or more so, I would not even presentable. Let me replace that. More so, like I want to become the best version of myself.
Yeah, you take care of yourself.
Yeah, because I want a certain image. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. It's strange, and I feel like if people didn't make it so accepting to judge guys for doing that, nobody would care. But now, this society, like you have to be very critical about what you do, or else you'll get labeled something.
Yeah,
like, I feel like it's all mental. It's not like within the spirit.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let me wrap it up on that. I felt like we definitely touched up on some great conversation. You already know what time it is,
Yes, sir.
Shout out to you. Shout out to your achievements. I know that you graduate this year, which is definitely a big accomplishment. Double major, right?
Yep.
Business administration and marketing.
Management and marketing.
Oh, yes, sir. So, shout out to you. I wish you well in your future, and toast to your achievements in the future.
Thank you so much for having me.